Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
For retweeting a documentary. That's just where I'm confused. This is the New York Post. It is unclear whether the ADL will still be accepting the donation from the Nets, or whether it will go ahead with holding community conversation in conjunction with the organization at the Barclays Center, as mentioned in Wednesday's joint statement. I mean, dude, okay, I don't want to read anymore. Like, where's ISP UK in them? They need to pull up. Listen, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room, but also too, I'm disappointed in the way other Black celebrities and athletes with big platforms, how they are participating in publicly embarrassing and going after and attacking Kyrie Irving. I'm disappointed in that as well. I'm disappointed in that as well. But let me add the link to the chat. Brandon, call in. I'm gonna let Brandon call in. I won't add anybody else for now. But Brandon, click on the link and add to the conversation. And Brother Lumumba, I'll bring you on too. Well, Brandon, come on in first. Yeah, but I'm disappointed in the other athletes as well, who are participating and attacking Kyrie Irving. All right, go ahead, Brandon. Brandon.
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that my sound and everything was good. My audio. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Dennis. I mean, there's a lot of people you can be angry at, right? And there's two places where I point my blame when it comes to the Kyrie Irving situation. In this country, you have freedom of speech, you have freedom of expression, you have freedom to like whatever you want, you can share whatever you want. Your freedoms are not limited based on someone else's perception of what you're doing, right? So you could be like, man, something stinks in here. I could be a big, fat, stinky person and be like, oh, this dude's talking about me. You're like, nah, bro, I'm talking about that like trash can with like day old fish in it that stinks. My perception doesn't dictate your rights to say what you want, do what you want. The bigger thing is this for me. I don't even care about what white folks do. That Jewish people, all that, they've been doing what they do for decades. We know how it is ever since the days of like NWA, et cetera, Farrakhan. We already learned that lesson. But the thing we understood, or the thing we refuse to accept, is if you don't got no backup, you're going to have to watch what you're saying, because all these other groups got backup. But Black people, for as much as we get up and bellyache and shuck and jive and buck dance, we don't back each other up. We don't support each other. Kyrie could be working right now if he actually had support from his community. Why does he get suspended, Dynas? Because the people in the NBA, the ADL, they know that no one will ever get at them on behalf of Kyrie and demand that they operate with him the way they operate with everybody else. Inez Cantor says all types of stuff about the Chinese, their abuses, the things they do to those Uyghurs over in their country. Never got suspended from the NBA. He even goes after the star player of the NBA, LeBron, criticizing LeBron, call him a hypocrite, all this stuff. Never got suspended from the NBA. But the biggest fault here lies with the Hebrew Israelites, right? ISUPK, I'll even put Go Black to Africa in this list. These guys are literally actively indoctrinating people along this ideology and this identity. Now, the Bible is fake. It's not real. Everything in the Bible is also fake and not real. Identities in the Bible are not real. They're fictitious. Everyone knows that. Everyone with common sense knows that. Here's the thing. You're indoctrinating your people based on a fictitious identity. Now, they're at odds with another group who also wants to assume this identity. But here's the difference. That group puts their money behind it. They support each other. They come out and they have the ability to do harm to you. So what I wanted to say, all I'm trying to say is this. These guys drag you in to these crazy fictitious identities and ideologies. Then when you are experiencing or feeling the repercussions of publicly exposing your belief or expressing your belief in these different ideologies, in these different faiths, they just hang you out to dry. Then they try to use BS excuses to justify the fact that they're just leaving you out there on your own while you're getting persecuted, right? Yesterday, Go Black made a lame ass excuse when we brought this point up. Yes, we brought this point up. Oh, you're supposed to get persecuted. The Bible said you would get persecuted. Yeah, Go Black, that's true. But you will never know as much about the Bible as me. Jesus got persecuted. But guess what, Dynast? He got betrayed first. Jesus got persecuted, but he got betrayed first. Somebody had to set him up, and somebody else had to leave him hanging out to dry before the Romans could take him and torture him and do all that stuff that they supposedly did to him, right? These people set you up. They try to project strength. They make it seem like they're tough. Yeah, we this, we that. You know, we tough. We the Most High, He got your back. And when we do the laws and all this stuff, right? So people think, ooh, you know, black people, we want to be a part of something, and people gravitate towards strength, right? They move towards people who appear to be strong. So they out there with their freaking costumes on, with their shackles on their wrists, and they looking tough, screaming at people, you know, doing their thing. So people they go and believe that, right? But then as soon as it's time for them to stand in unison to defend their beliefs, Dynast, it's like that movie Don't Be a Menace when they start shooting at the OG. Don't Be a Menace when they start shooting at the OG house. He said, OG, what we do? They run like a bitch. That's literally what the Hebrew Israelites do. And let me tell you, I compiled a little list of the people who the Hebrew Israelites have done this to so far. First, you had Nick Cannon. Then you have Kyrie Irving. Then you have Kanye West, right? All this stuff starts when they say, we the real Hebrews of the Bible, right? They might say, oh, they're celebrities, and try to justify why they don't defend those people, right? But when they're accepting money from these people, accepting these people donations and stuff, they don't ever tell these people, look, I'm going to teach you this garbage, but if you ever get in trouble for doing this, we're not going to come defend you. So just know that. How many people do you think would convert to Hebrew Israelite garbage if they told them from jump, look, man, if you go out there saying this stuff in public and the ADL or somebody come for you, we are not going to have your back? How many people do you think would say, yeah, man, I want to be a part of that?
Probably zero.
Right, because the whole thing is like a brotherhood. You're in a fraternity, Dynast. I forgot which one it is. Maybe you're a whatever it is. But Kappa. Okay. I don't know about it, but you're Kappa. If you did something where you were when someone's happened to you where you were being unfairly treated based on something you said, and it was obvious that you didn't do anything wrong, like Kyrie didn't do nothing wrong, would not the Kappas come out to defend you? At least some of them, like, yo, that's my bro. That's not his character. He's not no hater. He ain't no this or that. Y'all got him all wrong. Do you think some of them would at least come out and at least try to defend you?
Right. We openly defended Colin Kaepernick.
Right. So that's what you do when you're in a fraternity or a brotherhood. These guys claim brotherhood, but really what it's all about, and I'm about to make my last point on this so other people can come in. Oh, wait, I forgot about another person who got strung out to dry and nobody defended him. Bet you can't guess who he is, but he's a Hebrew Israelite.
Let me guess. Hold on.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster J.
Yeah, I've said half of it. Grandmaster J, another Hebrew Israelite moron who got up every day on the internet preaching, oh yeah, the commandments and all this stuff. When Grandmaster J got didn't really do nothing, just a claim. He pointed a gun at me. Now he's looking at 20 years in prison. Where are the Hebrew Israelites to defend him? Where are the Hebrew Israelites to take up a collection to buy him better lawyers so he could go get defended, maybe get an appeal, something going on like that? That's the whole thing. Anybody could hire a lawyer. Anybody could go get a spot on television if they have enough money or enough notoriety, right? These guys are clowns. And Dynast, this is the last point. I gotta drop this jewel really quick because their own book, the Bible, condemns them. It literally calls them out. And it identifies these people, and it tells you to never, ever listen to them. And this is just what I do. I say, look, their own book condemns them. But y'all want to keep listening to them, thinking that, oh, they got this book, and they know more about this book. Jesus, he was talking to the people who were the teachers of the law. They were literally called the teachers of the law. This is what the Hebrew Israelites claim to be. This is why they stand outside in public and scream scriptures at people. Because in their mind, they're teaching you the law, right? So Jesus confronted the Hebrew Israelites of his day, the dudes in the shackles in his day, and he told them just like this. He said, woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisee, you hypocrites. You travel over land and sea to win a single convert or a disciple. And when you have succeeded, you make them twice as much a child of hell as you are. And in the beginning, so what is he saying right there? Jesus is saying, look, these guys will dress up in costumes. They'll go out and scream and act like they got a mental disorder in public. They will do anything to drag you into their sphere of belief, right? But the minute they get you in, the minute they get you to accept the garbage that they teach, guess what they're going to do? They're going to leave you hanging out to dry. They make you twice a candidate to get abused than they are. This little idiot on the corner in LA, guy smokes weed all day, sits on his mom's couch, plays Madden and reads the Bible. He got nothing to lose. But that guy get on the internet, he start talking that trash. The loser old dude put on the costume, get behind a desk with the shackles on and start talking that trash. Dynast, he got nothing to lose. What does he have to lose? A YouTube channel maybe. But the minute they made Kyrie a disciple, they set Kyrie up to lose everything. The minute they made Kanye West a disciple, they set Kanye West up to lose everything. The minute they made Nick Cannon a disciple, they set Nick Cannon up to lose everything. The minute they made Grandmaster J a disciple, they set Grandmaster J up to lose everything. Dynast, last thing. No one who's getting persecuted right now is getting persecuted for saying, look, black people, we need to do for self. We need to build our own. Let's go back to Africa. Let's create an economic base with Africans, right? No one's getting persecuted for saying the things that we really need to do. Why are they getting persecuted? They're getting persecuted because they allowed themselves to be brainwashed by a bunch of losers who ultimately have a lame duck spiritual identity, don't plan on doing shit, and just their whole purpose is just to take your mind and indoctrinate you. Once they indoctrinate you, they're not going to use that to do anything. The army indoctrinates you, but guess what? They turn you into a soldier. You go kill somebody and win some battles. These guys' only purpose is to submit you intellectually, submit you psychologically. If you guys can't see that, you're just not paying attention. Why not stick to the things?
Oh, somebody brought up something. Kendrick Lamar claims to be a Hebrew Israelite.
He's an idiot too. But what people got to understand is these guys are celebrities. They're not sages. They're not intellectuals. They're celebrities. They're learning too. These are young men. They lack identity just like everybody else. As a matter of fact, their lack of identity is what makes them perfect for the occupations that they work in. Because if they don't have sense of self, they have no real boundaries where they'll say no or yes. I won't do that. That's against my beliefs. I don't represent that. Whatever, right? So we have to understand these people are learning. Dynas, what's the number? Okay, when athletes and rappers get paid, right? They make all their money. What's the number one thing that usually happens to them when they make a lot of money? Black people, a negative thing at the end of the day.
They leave the community, go.
Well, they get hit for taxes.
Oh, taxes. Yeah, taxes.
They come to them and say, look, you didn't pay your taxes, blah, 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 right? Just because they made a lot of money, Dynas, just because they got a hit song, do that make them tax experts?
No.
Do they walk in and say, "Ooh, I made all this money, so now I know exactly how to go pay the taxes and reach out to the IRS and do the count"? They don't do that. As a matter of fact, the more money they make, the more they realize that they don't know. So then they go hire people who do know. So what that says is, when you look at Kanye, he says the dumb shit he says. Kyrie says the silly shit he said. Kendrick Lamar says the stuff he said. Listen, you're dealing with people. They're good at rapping. He's good at basketball. He's not no expert on history or biblical history or none of that. So when they say what they say, stop trying to hold it to these people. Stop looking at these people like these people been sat up for 10 years and studied the Bible and got scholarship. These people been watching YouTube just like you. Kyrie's dumbass was watching that garbage ass documentary because it was trended on Twitter because a bunch of idiotic black people got on there talking about, oh yeah, Hebrews to Negroes, that's a great documentary. He watched it. He's not that smart. Trust me. The Dynas, let's be real. We both play football. We're pretty intelligent. But are the football players and basketball players traditionally the smart, sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to education?
It depends what school you're going to, what school you attend. It just is. I'm not going to put us in a box like that.
I'm putting us in a box. There are some who are the exception, who are very smart, but the majority of them focus very little energy on reading books, studying anything, any like scholarly pursuits. They primarily focus on honing their craft in their sport. So they are very impressionable, like every other black person.
Kyrie went to Duke. That's a good.
Kyrie went to Duke for basketball. What did he major in?
I don't know.
Exactly. Business administration, sociology. Well, Dynas probably went for business administration. Sociology, fucking African studies. Maybe if he did African studies. Maybe if he did Dynas majored in document. Hey, that documentary was pretty good. I actually talked about it.
Listen, guys, listen. Speaking of documentaries trending, I need everybody. If you have not bought the documentary yet, go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. We need to get this documentary trending. Okay, guys, go and support my documentary. If you're watching this and if you have not bought the documentary, all right, I need you to go and buy the documentary. Go to searchforuhuru.com, buy the documentary. It tells my story, my experience in Africa. All right, and we start off from my childhood and we transition all the way to basically we start off from Albert Horton Hollis II, the Prince Dynasty of Befe Adewale Emir. So again, guys, make sure you go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Chill Will, thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you for the super chat. But again, guys, I need everybody's support and buy the documentary. Okay, we're doing this masterpiece style. We selling the documentaries out the trunk, but digitally though, online streaming. Okay, so let me bring Lamuma Speaks on.
Hey, Diamonds, let me say this one last thing. This is the question I want to ask to all Hebrew Israelites out there, even the ones that's inevitably going to be in the chat. You don't understand. No, we understand. You don't understand. Why convert somebody, Dynas, just to abandon them when shit hits the fan? Why go through all that to bring somebody into your quote unquote camp, like they call it, just to abandon those people when they come into your camp? Remember this always. They say Jesus was persecuted. Listen, Jesus was persecuted by a government. The Roman government persecuted Jesus. Kyrie is not being persecuted by a government.
Right.
Kyrie is being persecuted by his job. Okay? So for them to act like we can't do nothing against the government, well, guess what? You don't got to fight the government to do.
To another friend of mine, I said, look, you know, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.